I'm Rebecca.
And I'm Hunter, and this is
the Family Showdown! Hello. Seems like we haven't seen you in so long.
It has been a while. It's been 2 weeks.
It has been. It's crazy. It doesn't seem like it, but it has. Welcome back. It's good to see you.
Seems like it's been months.
I know. It's crazy. And yet, here we are, just like already November is like coming to a close. It's crazy. Time is just a-flying.
Okay, just a couple of housekeeping things before we jump in. Let us know about the sound because we did some stuff for the sound to record Rebecca's top 100. So I'm not sure. Sometimes the live and the pre-recorded stuff doesn't mesh well. All right, that's first off. Second off, we were at the Ice Hour Retreat last week. So
thank you, Paul.
So we're going to start off the show tonight. Buckle in because we got a Dice Tower Retreat recap video. Is that what we're calling it? Something like that.
Of greatness.
So a few things about the video. It's 20 minutes, so we'll see you on the flip side. 20 minutes. Feel free while the video is going to ask questions in the chat and make comments, and we'll go back to those after the video is over. So sort of hold your questions till the end, but actually ask your questions as we go. Also, if you were watching after the fact, put down in the comments any questions or anything you have about the retreat, and we'll be happy to answer them. Secondly, the audio for the recap is off the camera's audio, which is not very great. It sounds like we're in a cave, but that is what it is. That's what we had to work with. And also, when we filmed in the game room, if you've ever been to convention, it's hard. It's a loud.
It's very loud.
It's a loud murmur continuously, so there's that to deal with as well. But hopefully you'll like it. It's some intermittent videos, clips with tons and tons of pictures. So, without further ado, you have anything to add?
No, enjoy.
All right, here we go. It's this button right.
Well, hello, we're here at the Carib, and we are getting ready to go down and game for the first time. Finally getting here after, I don't know, what was it? We got here around midnight. Yeah, so we were a little too tired to game. So now, it's time to get our game on.
Day 1, Dice Tower Retreat, go! Howdy folks, it's day 2, officially day 2. Really Tuesday was day 1. Or was that day 0? I don't know. Day 1 was amazing. We were pleasantly surprised by how many people we knew. We knew like everybody. It was crazy. Like
it's awesome.
All these people that we didn't know were coming were here. So we spent probably the first hour just wandering and talking to people. It was so awesome. It's like we're back in the world again.
Oh yes, definitely. It was like a nice little like family reunion of sorts. Missed you guys. It's been weird not gaming with all of you and meeting at conventions, and to finally meet up here, some of which were a really nice surprise. So it was like, this is cool. I wasn't expecting all of this. So yeah, super awesome. A lot of fun. So we played a lot of light games yesterday. We kind of took it easy. What all did we play? I don't remember. Well, you should have come prepared.
Lizard Wizard.
Yes.
We played
Cascadia. Finally got to play that. All of these have been amazing so far.
We played Quaddle.
Yeah, Quaddle was fun. Super fun. I didn't even know that game really existed. I love it.
Nova Luna.
And Nova Luna.
Yes. Yeah, and then after
super
Rebecca.
Fun. Loved all of them.
After Rebecca went to bed, I played 8 Minute Empire and
what was the other one?
Seven Wonders Architect.
That's right, you picked
So we played quite a few games, but we kind of kept it light. Today, my goal
Heavy, crunchy Euro game.
Brain's already oozing right out. It's gonna be glorious.
So we're excited. So we're gonna do at some point, maybe today, we're gonna do a little review, show the library. It's amazing. It's an entire wall of a ballroom, which is full of awesome games. So we're excited about that. It's like hard to pick. It's like Christmas morning. You have like 10 toys and you don't know which one to play with first. So
times that by 200 and you're getting closer to the reality of it. It's beautiful.
So we're on to day 2.
What am I doing? I'm not doing anything, honey. What are you doing, sweetie?
Oh, I'm putting the flat stuff at the bottom.
I'm not entirely certain that's true.
This is how they're putting away in the game.
What's up?
Don't forget the cards. I know, that's what's going on the bottom. Now all this crap.
Look at that efficiency. Look at that efficiency. Look at that efficiency. Look at that. Oh, yeah.
Are you filming me?
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just looking at stuff awkwardly on my camera.
Everybody.
Oh, cool. Is this going in the video?
Yes.
Awesome. I love how you said yes without hesitation. What is this abomination? Why? What is happening?
Bury that in the bottom and
No, the worst would be I just looked over to make sure it wasn't filling the freaking box top.
Oh, that would have been amazing if you filled the box top after all this. You just gave that to me. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Good morning. It's day
3
for us, and we are getting ready to roll on downstairs. We had a lot of fun yesterday. Played a lot of. We played one big heavy game.
And I lost. Here, let me interrupt the con report to give you an update. I'm over on games.
Over as in a big fat goose egg.
I've won no games. And you know what's funny? I don't even care because I've discovered. Not to interrupt. I've discovered that I am so excited to be around people again. I'm paying very little attention to the games I'm playing. I'm like, I'll just pick a random strategy, go with it, and then I'll just chit chat the whole time. I'm playing games like Rebecca always plays games.
It's true though. And you know what's interesting? I'm winning games.
She is.
So what's
She's
up?
won 2 games.
3.
3. She's won 3 games.
You counted 3 games. You counted 3 games last night.
Anyway, it's amazing. It's great to be around people again.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to playing more games.
Yes.
It's awesome. Maybe I'll win something. Maybe I'll end the con with stockpile or something so I can say I won a
Get
game.
a little ego boost. Poor thing.
But
yeah, no, it's been amazing. Seeing everybody's faces
Yes.
and people we know and people that we like we always call the con buddies, you know, and stuff that you almost forget about because it seems like it's been a decade, and we just all pick up where we left off, and that's so beautiful.
Yeah,
Absolutely love
it's
it.
awesome. So heading into Friday, maybe I'll win some. Maybe I won't. Who cares?
Good morning. It's day 4. Day 4.
If you
3.
count
12.
Tuesday is 0, Saturday would be 4.
Look at me doing math. Okay, so yeah. So it's a little early yet. Actually, it's not. We're just in a hurry to try to go play Clock on the... Is it called Clock on the Blood Tower? I always get the name
Clock
wrong.
on the Blood Tower. I like that one.
I don't even...
Blood on the clock tower. Hi guys. We're tired. But yesterday was amazing.
Yes.
We played some cool games.
Yes.
We finally got to play a game with Chris Yee.
Yeah, that was fun.
We're like poking at him. And we just schedules never matched up, but we played a little,
was
we
fun.
played mission.
The deep sea mission of the crew, the new
Deep sea mission, whatever it's called. Anyway, but the highlight of the day for me is the blood on the clock on the blood tower.
Shush. Shush.
So
It was a lot
it's a
of fun.
social deduction game, similar to Werewolf, but everyone has a cool role. There's no like villagers, no cool roles. Everyone has a cool role. And Rebecca and I ended up on the evil team together.
Yes.
And we
triumphant.
destroyed everybody.
It was great. It was great. So
Yes,
much fun.
It was awesome.
So much fun. So we have to go back for more.
So I'm gonna.
Well, you're gonna go.
I'm gonna scurry off to a more advanced version of Clock on the Blood Tower, and
I'm gonna get select some food.
Is that joke getting old? Anyway, there's a more advanced game of that. I'm gonna try that out. I'll probably lose horribly this time.
We'll see.
But we played some great games. Met a lot of great people.
Oh my gosh, it's been amazing. The people here are so much fun. Just amazing. Amazing group. Friendly.
Yeah, it's interesting how many connections you make in the retreat.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That will probably last. Like if we see them again at the convention somewhere, it'd be
we'll
like,
be
oh
able to
yeah. So
it's wonderful.
And-
Absolutely wonderful.
and super friendly. It's easy to pop into games that people are starting up. There's none of this. Oh, this is our game group. You guys can't play with us.
No, it's not like that at all.
I mean,
everybody's mingling. And
yeah,
having
so
fun
everyone's
and
jumping in, jumping out, and in fact, when we our kind of modus operandi.
I know. Look at you using that.
I would grab a game off the shelf, I'd start learning the rules, and then when I get close to finishing the rules, we would put up a player's wanted flag, and then some people would scurry over, and I'd teach the game, and we'd go.
It's been great. It's been great.
Perfect. Low stress. Just
Absolutely.
Anyway, we run into some game group people. I think we probably talked about that yesterday, but it's good to see those. It's good to see old friends. Oh, it's so amazing. So we're gonna go off and do some more amazing.
Absolutely. We'll see you later.
Bye.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and walk and head off to the actual room where we're going to have our convention. So I'm gonna take you down this little journey, and once we get there, I'll give you the grand tour. All right, we're almost there. Start to hear the buzz of activity. I'm not gonna talk a whole lot because it might be hard to hear me, but here's the game room. It's pretty busy today. So we're gonna walk through, take a tour here, see what's going on. Got some hot games on display, new stuff that we can play. You can check it out. This game is so much fun, oh my goodness. There you go. Troublemaker Bonicor's over there. Let's see. these fun games. And then this is the library. You ready for this? It just keeps going. Check it out. The whole wall. Wall of greatness. I'll take you down the tour here. We also have a little fun area here where if you want to, take you over here. We have a nice table of all these flags. If you want people to play, you can go here. See? Pick up a flag. Get teachers or players as needed. Pretty cool. Keep walking down the insane wall of games. Pretty insane. Different games here. You can see it's pretty full today. It's very exciting. So one thing that's really cool the Dice Tower has, well, one thing, there's so many things. They've set up a hot or not games of recent stuff. We played a lot of 2021 games because of this lovely little shelf right here. And then what you do is when you're done is you can come over here and then place your votes on whether you think it's hot or not. The other thing I just passed over, you can check out, look at all the player mats for all the games. Looks like I'm walking into the post office or something with all these. Look at this. So many options to choose from. You can really spice up your game with one of those fancy player mats. Very cool. We also have over here a whole setup of all the smaller game boxes. They're all nice and uniform, as you can see. Put inside these lovely little cases. And then they all just fit in there nicely. And we have a whole table of them. A lot of cool games in a small area. And you can see all this. I think I found where Hunter is. He's over causing shenanigans. They're playing Blood on the Clock Tower over here still. Still into the game. I'll show you what they're doing here.
So on day one,
Sounds like they're finishing up the story right now. He's up to no good. Then as we're going through here, take you over here to the last little bit of the tour. You've got the, if you want to take some nice pictures with the big dice tower thing, it's right here. And then we have this monster aisle of games here. This is for the game exchange. And they're going to do that, I think, later on today. People are putting in games, and then you go in and you get to they pull your name out of a hat, and you get to pick one of the games that's here. Pretty insane. There's a huge selection this year. It's amazing. Really neat. So it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of fun activities, a lot of things to do. I'll give you one more sweep of the room. This is just one of the smaller ballrooms here at the Caribe Royale, and it's just awesome. Perfect size for this convention. We're all spread out. It's been a really great experience. A lot of friendly people, a lot of active gaming.
Good morning, all. It is the final day.
The final countdown.
We're sad, but it's also happy because we still have some gaming time left, and so we are going to go try to get as much in as possible before we have to leave to head back home. And it has been a really fun day. We had a blasty blast yesterday. Yesterday was the big game exchange event, and we actually didn't participate in that, but it was really fun to watch. They had like a little mini magic show and chatted about stuff, and then beyond that, we played a lot of really fun games, had good times with good friends and new friends, new con friends. It's been awesome. It's been awesome.
We didn't play a lot of games. I'm calling yesterday hanging out and eating day. Because we went to lunch and we went to dinner and hung out, had fun and chit-chatted and hung out with friends.
We played games.
We played a couple of games.
We played more than a couple games.
We played games. Right,
We played some games, but they were a lot of fun, and they were most of them were all
crappy
new.
games.
That's not even. Oh man, that is not true.
I got to play Blood on the Clock Tower again. That was the best game I played yesterday. Amazing. My team won again. You know why my team won? Because it's my team. That's
oh
my
gosh! Why?
I love that game. Love the game.
No, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
Fortunately, it's not available. It doesn't exist. It's all print and play and online and all that stuff. But awesome times, awesome food, awesome friends.
Yes.
1 day left. Not much of a day. We have like 3 or 4 hours, but we're gonna make the most of it.
Yes.
We're gonna dominate, and then we're gonna fly home.
Yeah. No, it's. I can't even remember the names of the games we played. I'm gonna have to go through. We're gonna have to talk
Played,
about playlists
Hibachi.
and stuff. Oh yeah, Hibachi.
Horrible game.
It's a fantastic game.
What else we played? I don't remember.
That game
We'll
was
figure it out.
hilarious. We gotta talk about that one later. Don't worry, you're gonna hear more about that game. So yes, we'll see you soon.
It worked.
Ha
There you go, folks. Hope you enjoyed it.
Memory.
It was nice going through. Rebecca hadn't seen it, so that was the first time she saw it.
That was fun.
Was
a lot of
put
fun.
that together. When did I put it together?
Today?
Yesterday.
Yesterday? You're a wizard, Harry. All right, so.
Rebecca noted all your questions, and she's going to hit them while I go get something to drink.
Oh, I see how you are ditching me. All right, I'll handle all the questions.
I'll be back.
Handle all the questions. Oddly enough, that sounded fairly articulate. I didn't think to tell y'all, but I was wearing my mask the whole time I was fighting, and now have sinus infection, of course. So I wore my mask the whole time because I was like, I don't know if it's viral or bacterial or whatever. So I was not going to risk it. So when I gave the tour, I was talking through my mask, but actually it was oddly easy to hear me. So that was pretty good because I was a little bit muffled up. Was the gaming hall ever crowded? Yeah. You saw the Saturday footage. That was probably the most crowded day. And really, it didn't feel crowded. They did a really nice job of giving us a really large ballroom where we were able to spread out. And the Dice Tower and the convention together. Do you mind if I show your little badge thingy? They had a really cool like little code thing for everybody's comfort and stuff, because you could wear a mask if you wanted to. It wasn't required. They also, for people's comfort, they had a little sticker you could put on if you wanted to let everyone know that you had the vaccine. And then they also had different colored stickers to let you know what level of like greetings and stuff you're comfortable with. Green was like you can shake hands, maybe hug, kind of thing. And then they had somewhere it's like elbow touch only, and there was like a red one that was like
No touchy.
No touchy, stay back, which was neat. And you saw a little bit of everything, which was nice, because everybody still felt comfortable, because everybody was just respectful of everybody else's space. And that was really nice. And we had the space to give everyone space in there, because at no point did it feel so crowded that you're like, I don't feel comfortable, I need to leave. Because I'm still a little bit like, not wanting to be in a lot of crowded spaces. Yes, I'm at school, but so I try to avoid crowded spaces whenever possible still. And it was really nice because at no point during that did I feel actually crowded or uncomfortable with it. So like mad props to Dice Tower and the Caribe Royale for like setting that up so nicely. Are we going to Dice Tower West? Unfortunately, no. That one is a horrible schedule for us. Someday maybe Hunter might be able to go, But that's at a time when I probably will never get to go.
And we do the cruise in February, and if I recall correctly, it's almost back to back. Like the cruise and then West are fairly close together, so us going to both is probably not feasible. Like you said, I might fly out by myself just to do it one time.
Or something. Yeah, because there's a lot of people there that we really would love to see and
there's
play
a
games
whole
with.
Another group of con friends that are out that way. But,
Dice Tower East, yes, we will be going to Dice Tower East.
Yes.
Yay! It's in the
I'll
summer,
be
so that works
working
well.
a good chunk of it, though.
Yeah, unfortunately, Hunter will be working during a chunk of it, but that might be rest time. I'll kind of get to come circle back around to that little comment, though. The blood on the clock tower.
So I think you kind of breezed through it, but someone asked, was it crowded or not crowded? The con was only 200 people.
Oh yes, it was capped at 200
and that
people,
room
too.
could
I didn't
accommodate
mention
probably close to 300. I think they did that intentionally,
so
that you could kind of spread out a little bit.
Yes.
So there was more table space than there were people. Plus, if it's in Orlando, so you got people going to Disney, you got people going out to eat, you got people going to what's the other Universal Studios. There's people popping in and out.
There were several people, we talked to that like went for part of the day and then came back later and stuff to game, and there were a lot of people doing that.
But a lot of the locals didn't show up until Friday night, so that's why it was fairly empty Wednesday and Thursday. Yeah,
so it worked out really well. The blood on the clock tower, yes, was pretty hilarious. Our experience together was a lot of fun. In fact, normally when there's newbies, Trey was saying when he runs it, he doesn't like to give newbies an evil roll, but then he saw that we were both evil together, and he's like, you guys will be fine, and it was hilarious because Hunter ended up being the spy and I was the imp, which is like the uber bad guy.
The big bad guy.
And fortunately there were other kind of couples in our group, and so Hunter and I didn't mingle as much with each other when you have the little breakaway groups to talk. As we went to sit down, because we were sitting next to each other, he'd lean over and be like, "You need to kill the dude next to me." And I'm like, "Cool." And we're good, and we had was it David? Was his name?
Yes.
David, yeah. David was our poisoner. And so it was like,
we just let him do his own thing.
Yeah, he was like, "I'm going to poison so-and-so tonight." And I'm like, "Sweet, good to know." And then I just kill somebody else. It was great. And then we just wreaked all sorts of havoc. And by sheer chance, you get some, the role player, the Trey who's running the game, the storyteller, they have a really cool role. It's not just dictating like, close your eyes, open your eyes. They actually kind of set some of the gameplay in action too.
Yeah, they're actually a storyteller.
They feed the false information, or they might decide to give you good information and this and that. It's really interesting. They also tell you which roles are not being used in the game, so you can have a choice of roles that you can, as the imp, pretend to be. And it'll be really hard for people to find that out because those roles aren't actually in the game. So, of course, I'm pretending to be the saint, because it's really hard to confirm that one. And it just so happened that there was kind of like this weird little misinformation thing about there might be a saint in the game. And I'm like, yeah, it's me. I'm like trying to be all quiet about it, but I don't want it to get around because I don't know who's bad yet, Worked out great. Hunter had some other shenanigans boiling around too. And then it would just get confirmed. All of our information got confirmed because just certain people got poisoned and when that happens, when you get poisoned or you're drunk, you get fed like the wrong information. It was hilarious. So it's really hard to piece together who's doing what, but then when your story keeps getting confirmed, it seems right. And it worked out so well. It was a lot of fun. I'm usually terrible at playing the bad guy, but that one worked out really well.
We'll talk about it more. We're going to, once we're kind of done with this, we're going to go into the what did we play and rank them and all that good stuff. So we'll talk more about that as we go.
It was pretty amusing. So did they allow walk-ins? I saw what you posted. I'm pretty sure it was Trogdor. I saw what you posted. First, I thought you were talking about Stephen Bonacore, which cracked me up. And then it was like, wait a minute, he's talking about me, punk.
No, you have badges.
Yeah, I have badges.
And after a couple of days, you pretty much
recognize everyone.
You start recognizing people.
It's pretty awesome, yeah. So if there's people that came in and they forgot their badge. It was clearly regulars that were already here at the convention the whole time.
And we were kind of
like,
off in a corner by ourselves, and the hotel wasn't that crowded, so we didn't have random people wandering up.
And the only other convention that was there was definitely a business convention, and they had very different attire than us gamers. So you could tell the suit and tie dude was clearly lost if they wandered into our area. It was quite amusing.
When you do Dice Tower East, you're in the big ballroom, then you have random people just wandering in all the time.
Yeah, because they're like, "What is this?" Yeah, but it was a lot of fun. So then what games did you get in the exchange? We actually didn't participate in the exchange this year. We were feeling kind of lazy, didn't want to haul a bunch of stuff in our luggage.
And I didn't want to do some people just went to Target and grabbed a game.
Oh yeah,
and threw it on
I didn't
the
even
shelf.
think about that.
I didn't even want to do something like that. And plus, I'm trying to get rid of games. So the last thing I need is more at this point.
Well, yeah,
I keep buying them, so I guess I
was gonna say, he's got problems. But yeah, it was. So we just kind of bailed on it this year, which is, yeah. I mean, it would have been fun though. There were amazing games that were there and out there that people brought. Some people have brought like a full like Kickstarter set of stuff, or something with all the expansions, or a hodgepodge of really interesting games. And there were some stacks. Tom and his crew put together some stacks of rando games. And then he also had some just garbage games in there, but they would hide gift certificates in it. So they were telling people, if you got a crap game, you might want to check. And sure enough, there were three like $50 gift certificates inside them. And so it was really fun. So everybody's like all excited to get everything. And there were jokes about dumpster diving if anybody checked a game or something, But I mean, it was just a really fun. We stayed and watched the whole thing, obviously. And it was fun interactions. Does it hurt your brain to play that many games for so many days?
No. You just have to, when you get overloaded, you take a break. I mean,
yeah, that's the thing. I think we did this right this time around. I was getting sick anyway. I don't have con crud. I was already getting sick. I get my November sinus infection like clockwork this time every year. But you can overdo it and get yourself sick really easily if you don't pace yourself. I know that when Tom gets ready for conventions, he tells everyone to do like the 6-2-1 thing. You 6 hours of sleep, at least 2 meals a day, and 1 shower a day.
Yep.
And that's a really good rule to follow at the minimum. That's your minimum. Take those breaks. We took it easy if we started to feel tired. And even if it wasn't one, like I crashed early a couple times and Hunter went out and gamed, or Hunter had to work. So I went and wandered around or something. We took turns pacing ourselves on that. You take breaks for lunch, and a lot of times then you're waiting to see if somebody's done with games and whatnot. You just pace yourself and take your time. We didn't feel obliged to have to go in and be constantly gaming the whole time. The temptation is there, especially if that was your first convention or something. It'd be really hard not to
stay up till 2 and get up at 6 every night.
Unfortunately, we knew we were going to be bouncing right back into work and stuff, so we didn't get quite as crazy. And having done these a few times, I think gave us hopefully a bit more wisdom this time around to not get too crazy. So that was nice. You just pace yourself. You kind of get a feel for it after a while that you're like, okay, I really should stop, because you'll overdo it pretty easily, and then you can get sick from it. Then I saw best game of the retreat.
We're going to do that when we do what do we play? You'll know mine, and then she can comment.
All right, sounds good. Yes. And then were there a lot of good places to eat around there? Walking distance.
There's a few within walking distance, but mostly you either grab an Uber or find a friend.
Yeah,
but it's near Disney, so there is tons of awesome places to eat.
Yeah, we're really close to Disney World, and so yes, there is amazing stuff. You can just blink and find places around there. Like you said, it's a little bit of a drive for some of them. And the traffic's fairly heavy around there. I don't know how far I would want to walk. I mean, you could walk to probably quite a bit, but I would not be comfortable walking across some of those streets.
No, you're right next to
really major roads. Right there. It was worth it to do the Uber thing, or go with friends, carpool up and stuff like that. The Carib also, the prices are kind of out there, but they have good food. So it's not like you're just
the little snack shop actually has
like
good
suffering.
Food. It's not like you're eating junk. It's actually pretty good food.
It is. And then also, a lot of people, because of the way the Carib's rooms are and everything, you have a fridge and whatnot. Some people would just go to the grocery store first and stock up on food that way and eat out of the rooms most of the time. And it was a good way to just to cut back on costs for the trip and still have a good time and still be able to get out and about and do stuff. So there's a lot of good options. All right.
Is that it?
I think so. I think I got all of them. Did I miss any? If I did, throw it into the chat again. So
You ready?
we're moving on.
Let's do it. All right, folks.
Oh my gosh.
I got the
you
monster
got the stats?
I got the monster list here. I played 26 different games during the convention. Some I played multiple times. We'll talk about it when we get to them. Rebecca played one game I didn't play. I played 2 games she did not play. So we'll talk about
That's
the game.
not too bad.
We'll talk about the
pretty good.
game that she played without me last. And then also she can talk about what her favorites were. And she probably mention it as we go as well.
Yes.
So I've got so many, I've actually made buttons for these things.
Nice.
So I had one game that I rated a 5.
What? That better not be the game I think it is. It better not be the game I think it is. I swear.
Hold on, I gotta find the button. Hold on.
I swear.
Where is it?
Oh, while you're asking, did you play any games that you needed for practicing for the championship?
No, I did not. But I am ready to start
I
practicing.
think that's going to happen next week during the break. I suspect.
All
I
right,
feel it.
here we go. My least favorite game I played. Do you want to take a guess what it was? It's not
Does it begin with an H?
No.
Oh. Oh, wait, there was another one you didn't like, though. Oh, no. I'll think of it. I'll know it when I see
All right,
it.
here it is. Number 10, and my number 26. I gave it a 5. It is Captain's Gambit.
I forgot we played that.
So we played this one.
This game!
So we finished up blood on the clock on the blood tower, and we
Stop it.
And we were heading out actually to I think go eat.
No, we were random. We weren't sure what we were doing yet.
And Tom grabbed us, and we played a couple of random games with Tom and some other people. This is one of the ones we played, Captain's Gambit. This is called Coup the Ripoff is what this game is called.
I think it tried to sell itself as Hamlet in space.
So it's basically Coup with Hamlet characters.
But they didn't look like...
It's exactly the same thing. You're taking energy, you're using energy to attack people. You have different roles. You can even bluff at having roles, and you even swap out cards. It's exactly like Coup, except they put names with the roles, and
That were Hamlet.
they tricked it up slightly.
In space.
It was horrible. It was
Whatever, we were laughing. It was
but
terrible.
the thing is, the win conditions are so random and so off the wall that I almost won on the first round of the game.
Yeah, you did.
That's how random this game is.
Yep.
So I didn't enjoy it at all. I mean, it was fun to play Tom and the what's
Oh
her
my
name?
gosh, our crew.
Jenny. You may have seen her on the Dice Tower, one of the spectaculars who does the voices. She was there. She was playing a
British. It was Hamlet.
so
But she was
pla-
British.
She was a British lady, and it was cracking everyone up. So yeah, I'd rather play Coup. Coup's more straightforward. This one's just a convoluted coup.
It was bad. And, well, it was funny too because they were like, I can't wait to see Tom's review of this game. Honestly, I really want to see his review because the characters, it was like, you are Portia, but it was like a brain on a stick or something. Like it did
Yeah,
alien
it's
pictures,
very-
and you're like,
it's very-
yeah, that's clearly.
Anyway, it was very
Portia.
bad. All right, so we'll move on to, let's see, what am I moving on to? I gotta get my buttons right. All right, so here's the next set. I'm doing, these are all rated a 6. They go from worst on the left to best on the right. These all are rated a 6.
Oh wow. Okay.
So these all got a 6 rating out of me, and the worst one is Hibachi going through to 7 Wonders Architects.
Hibachi is your second to worst game.
Hibachi was so bad.
No, it wasn't.
It was so bad. So I'll let Rebecca talk about it in a second. So what Hibachi is, imagine a stock market dexterity game. Yeah, exactly. It's like the transporter accident when two things gets combined together and it like dies.
Transporter accident is how you describe this game.
It like dies seconds later. That's what Hibachi is.
I'd love to see the review on this. This is a transporter accident, Hunter Thompson.
So basically, you're hibachi chefs, I guess, and you're throwing discs on the table, and there's different kinds of food, and you're trying to land your disc on the food, and if you land your disc on there, you can buy or sell that food. But it's so random, it's so convoluted, And yeah, I don't like. I've come to find out I don't like tricked up weird stock market games. I want my stock market game to be a stock market game. But Rebecca loved it, so she can talk more about it.
Okay, I am and gaming wife loved this very much because of the chaos element. the guys on the opposite side of the table, not so much, but we enjoyed it because it has a raised edge around it to try to help you keep your discs in the game, and you're just supposed to casually chuck them on there. And they, again, you have the different monetary amounts on the chips, so you can bid. And so you're throwing them on there, and you're just trying to get it. And you still got these little like spices if you missed everything. You still got something. Yeah, the transporter blob. And after that, then you can pick and choose, and you try to make these dishes. I went from being like almost winning to like almost dead last
so
because
random.
But it's okay because it was funny, and you're mixing together. Oh, it was funny. I thought it was funny, but apparently, again, you have random dishes out to the side, so you're kind of fighting for the ones that are available. And
that's the thing. You completely save up for one of those recipes, and then someone goes higher in turn order, takes it from you, and you have a bunch of crap that's useless now. Anyway,
you know what? You're just not a versatile chef. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say.
Anyway, so let's move on to Villainous. Villainous, I did not like this one very much. It was okay. It seemed to me, this is from one play, obviously. It seemed to me that the win conditions of all the different people were extremely different and like mine seemed super easy. Like I looked at my cards, I'm like, I'm gonna win this in like 3 rounds.
Okay.
And the guy next to me,
he had a really hard win condition.
Mark, is it Mark?
Yeah, it was Mark.
Mark sitting next to me. Looked like it was gonna take him 3 hours to finish his.
That's true.
It makes no sense. It makes no sense.
Well, like mine, I had Yzma, and her condition, you have to find Cusco, and you have to keep Kronk as your sidekick and not let him become a hero so that you can fight.
Yeah, most people had to go through and mill. Is that the right word? You gamer guys out there, the gamer ladies, gaming guys, ladies, whoever we are. Mill through their deck. Yeah. They got to dig through their deck and find an item. I didn't have to do that at all. I literally had almost my entire win condition in my opening hand, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, not my cup of tea, not my game. I would play it if someone really wanted to play it, but otherwise,
I didn't mind it. I thought it was kind of fun because they were very thematic, and I liked the cards.
But they seemed very.
It did feel lopsided.
I felt like Mark had zero chance.
Yeah, I did too.
Because he had to do 3 things, and he only partially finished his first thing when I won the game.
Yeah.
And he wasn't like he was just goofing off. He was playing.
Oh no, he was working hard to try to get it. So.
All right, so that's Villainous. We'll move on to the next one, Super Mega Lucky Box. I got a story about this one. So I was sitting among my friends, learning to play a game, and someone, not to be named, gaming wife, pulled the game off the shelf and started reading it and setting it up and dealed it out while I was learning the game. And little do I know, I was playing a flipping right game before I knew it. It's like I was walking through the jungle.
You were hoodwinked.
I was walking through a jungle and a monkey jumped out and smacked me in the head with a banana because I was not expecting. I'm like, what are we playing? We're playing a flipping right. How did I end up in this? But I will say this: for a flipping right, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good game.
That's actually like a huge thumbs up of approval from Mr.
I still hate those games because they're so random. They're like crazy random. Just roll a die. Whoever gets the high roll. Roll a die. Whoever gets the high roll wins. You're done. Next game. You want to talk about Mega Lucky Flipping Box?
No, because it's funny just to hear you talk about it. That was actually really
It's just, no, I mean, it's like I got hit with a banana. I didn't even know. It's like, what are we playing? What is this?
I just love that you're like a third of the way through the game, and then you're like, hey, it was so funny. And we all just kind of started laughing. It was amazing.
All right, next up on the list is Dog Lovers, the next one on the list.
It's so cute.
So if you play Cat Lady, this is the same game, just rethemed. Basically the same game.
Well, it's not the same game.
It's the same game. You can give your opinion after me. Same game. I feel about the same way about it. It's okay. But it's the same game.
It's not exactly
You're drafting cards, you're feeding animals, you're making points.
Well, yeah, that's hard. It's the same
game.
The way you go about it, slightly.
Different. It is basically the same game.
But it is. Well, and that they kind of did tell you that. I mean, at least I felt like it was kind of sold that way. It was like, you know, you like dogs instead of cats. Here's Dog Lovers. I kind of felt like
it's
it was
the way it is. I mean, they very much are. They have the same feel, the same. If you played one, you know 80% of how to play the other one.
Yeah. So it's fun.
All right, so then we got Dollars to Donuts right here.
That was cute.
This one was pretty good. We're getting up to close to 7s now. They're almost, not quite 7s.
I
They're
thought
almost.
you didn't round up or whatever.
I know, but they're 6s, but they're closer to 7. See, there's an order to these. This one here, low 6. This one way over here, a high 6.
So far, my favorite is hibachi.
So Dollars to Donuts is a tile placement game. It's gets kind of the feel of Patchwork, except when you're laying the tiles, they got halves of donuts printed all over them, and you lay them. And if you match up 2 halves and you make a real donut, you get victory points and stuff.
Yeah.
So you're not only is it to filling up your board, but you also want to match up donuts halves to get donuts, and then you can take those donuts. Those are straight victory points, or you can turn them in to do contracts and get more victory points. And basically, if these donuts are worth 8 points and you do this contract, maybe it'll give you 12 points instead of the 8 points you would have got.
I thought it was fun. This would be a game that if they did some ridiculous bling out and instead of the little tiles for the points, they made little mini donuts of the certain colors, I would be like, I must die for this game. Like, it's ridiculous. Since it's cardboard chits, I can restrain myself. It's cute.
It's okay, and it does one thing that I really haven't seen in one of these games. You can actually hang your tiles off the side, which is so cool.
So
you can put your like one little piece of the tile onto your board if it matches up good for you. So it's interesting when you're done. You have your board full if you trigger the end of the game. You're the one that filled up your board.
Yep.
But then you have all these little pieces that are kind of dangling off the edge of your board, which is kind of interesting.
They don't get points for the ones that are outside, but you can still do things what you can to make points inside. Yes, Coralu, the giant version of this game is with real donuts.
And then we got right here.
Yep.
7 Wonders Architects. I call this 7 Wonders Light.
Oh, okay.
It's basically a lighter, quicker, more streamlined. 7 Wonders is already pretty streamlined. This is a lighter, quicker, more streamlined version of 7 Wonders. More of almost a welcoming game for 7 Wonders. Not quite welcoming game. It's maybe a hair above that, but it is a light. It plays in like 15-20 minutes. It goes really fast. It gives the same kind of feel as 7 Wonders, but not quite.
Okay.
It's just, if you're looking for a quicker version of 7 Wonders, it's really good production for what it is. It's way overproduced. It's got those geek, what are they called? The boxes, the fancy boxes. Anyway, got the fancy boxes for all the players and nice little tokens and stuff like that. It's way overproduced for what it is, but it's pretty good. I mean, it's okay, but I would play 7 Wonders over this at any time, unless I need a game that's 15 minutes instead of 30 minutes.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
That's it. That's all the 6s. Whoop, 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 whoop. Move on to the 7s. Let's see what button I push for 7s. All right, here we go. Here comes the 7s.
But while you're pulling up the 7s, have the kiddos played 7 Wonders? You know what? They haven't, and they've been kind of off the board gaming kick. They've been very much into video games. I think that's a good question. They probably wanted to play, as of right now, I'm guessing they'd want to play the light. Probably.
Yeah.
I could.
And I don't think either one is their type of game. They would like the dog game and the donut game and the villainous game probably before 7 Wonders.
Yeah, I was gonna say my big one would like the party-esque games, and Ness is more of a, I don't know what Ness is. Very strategy attacky lately.
Strategy and animal themes.
Bunny Kingdom.
All right, here we go. Here comes the 7s. Get ready. There's a lot of them. Kapow!
Nice.
There's all the 7s from worst down here all the way to the best of the 7s. So there we go. Let's do this. So we'll start off with 8-Minute Empire way down here at the end. This is just a very streamlined, bare bones area control type game from Ryan Lockett. This may be his first game. It's not his first game. It's one of his first games.
Oh, okay.
And it plays really fast. It's like, they call it 8-Minute Empire. It's more like a 15-minute game. I enjoyed it. It seemed really abrupt because obviously that's the point. But it seemed like just when you kind of got things going and you get feeling like you know what you're doing, boom, the game's over with. You're like, boom. I guess that's the point, though. I mean, I guess once you play it several times, you won't have that same feeling. But it seems like once I kind of got a groove going, I felt like I knew what I was doing. Boom, the game's over with.
Yeah.
But it was good. It's good if you want like area control and you want a quick little area control game. It's a good one. All right, so that's 8-Minute Empire. Next up is, you didn't play that. She didn't play. It's one of the games.
No, I didn't play that one.
It's one of the games she didn't play. 7 Wonders Architects, and this one is one. It's funny that those two back to back are the two I played the night you
Yeah,
went to bed early, rated about the same.
Yeah.
Next one's Quaddle.
Oh
right
my
here.
goodness, that was cute. I liked that
so
game.
Z taught us this game. I've been waffling on getting it for Rebecca, and I think she's kind of indifferent about it as
Yeah,
well.
but it's cute. It's one of those I would never turn down a play of it, honestly.
Well, that's why it's in the sevens. I'm in the same boat.
Yeah,
I would play it, but I
it's-
would never probably request
we have
it.
stuff that are similar enough that I don't think we need it here, but it was so much fun to play because you're building up these cute little koalas and building up patterns and stuff with it. And it's just nice to have this 3D tactile version of your patterns and your set collections and stuff. And I thought that was really a unique way to do it. And it's really cool plastic pieces too. It's not like, I don't know how to explain it, but they're really neat. You saw them in the picture. Those were mine that I had made all swirly around and stuff. And it was a lot of fun, surprisingly, to play with that. But it's also a game, like at its heart, that we already have some similar
it's like a
sorts
little
of things.
it's like a set collection with a wow
Yeah, and it was really fun though.
Yeah.
But since we
It-
have stuff like
it
it.
played smooth. It was okay, but it's nothing. There was no wow factor. There wasn't any cool gimmick other than the snakes that I was like, oh wow, that's really cool. That's
Yeah.
interesting. It was
Yeah.
like you just kind of trudge through and play. I enjoyed it. It was fine, but if I never play it, the world won't end. So
Yeah.
it's okay.
Makes sense.
All right, and then next up is Canvas.
Canvas.
We backed this on Kickstarter. Rebecca really enjoyed this one, so we'll let her talk about it mostly. But it's another one of those
Card crafters.
card crafting games. Basically, you're drafting different pieces of a painting, and you basically layer them on top of each other. You layer 3 layers, and then down at the bottom are some symbols, and there's kind of goals for collecting certain symbols in certain ways. So you're trying to build a painting that has scores as many points as you can with those symbols. So it's basically a card drafting game, but they kind of tricked it up with the painting, and you end up with a cool painting, and it has a name and stuff. And
That's what I love too. You can change the title and stuff because there's halves of the title. And there's also like you get extra bonus points if you accomplish this stuff as well. And so there's a whole bunch of combo doing, and you can get cards that have the same symbols, but if you layer them up, you can put the one you want on top, and you might get that. And that was
there's a lot of switching
greatness.
around.
Yeah, you're switching around your
looking
cards,
at your cards, to see which-
maximizing it because there's 5 different colors at the bottom that you can line up bonuses and symbols and things like that to maximize your victory points. And it is absolutely delightful. You get these crazy wackadoodle paintings when you're done. We took actually Hunter only put like a couple of them in the photo montage, but I took a ton of pictures of the different
I didn't want to do like 10 different pictures
of that because you guys would be like, what is this? But yeah, you could have made like a collage thing out of it because there was just all these different. They had a little easel and you can set your painting up on it. We put our little ribbons that you won for it underneath. I put it up like a little museum thing, and we all oohed and awed over everyone's paintings and interpreted them.
She enjoyed it a lot.
It was so much fun.
She really liked it.
I
so
love
I'm glad
that
I backed
card crafting. The card crafting mechanism is like, yes, someone else is using that mechanism in a really cool way. And it's so much fun because like one will just have like a balloon, and then another one has like a meteor shower, and then another one has like a fork with some spaghetti on it. And you put the 3 together and it's like Untamed Love or something stupid title, and you're like, modern art. I don't know. But it was really fun. Just playing with that and just burning your brain on trying to get some little bonus points and whatnot and beating everybody with that. So if you like that sort of thing and you like, making silly art and the card crafting mechanism, this one does it magnificently. Absolutely love it.
All right, that's Canvas. Everyone's talking in the chat about the expansion just is coming out
Is it really?
early next year.
Totally worth it.
We kickstarted with the expansion. So
Yeah.
So then
And
we're
that's
up
why you're the winner.
to Fantasy Realms, the game I've been wanting to play forever. Because I knew Rebecca
Yes.
would love it. It's the basis for Red Rising. It's basically kind of the core mechanism that you find in Red Rising. It's just Tides of Time has a similar feel to it. Basically, you're drafting cards and you're trying to make the best hand of 7 cards, and they combo off of each other. This one says you get 5 points for every army, and you have 3 armies, so that's going to give you 15 bonus points. This card over here says you get -1 for every army, so that's going to lose you 3 points. So you're comboing all these cards, and you're trying to get the most points you possibly can. The 2-player version worked fairly well with it. It's interesting that in the 2-player version, mostly in the regular game, you get a hand of 7 cards and you start drafting. In the 2-player version, to get your 7 starting cards, you do a bunch of drafting. So basically you're drafting right off the bat, and you end up with 7 cards, and the game's mostly over at that point.
Yeah.
And then you do a few more drafts from the middle, and then you're done. Really cool game. I enjoyed it. It's, I think, out of print. I've been looking for it. I think Rebecca would like it. It's one that you can kind of stick in your pocket and take anywhere you want.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's
And you're right.
It's just a deck of cards. So
It is, and it has that feel, and I liked the Red Rising theme on top of it, but this one really is almost just as fun because you don't have to worry about the whole it's just generic fantasy theme, so the theme doesn't mean as much. So in a way, I feel like that makes it maybe easier to just randomly introduce to somebody,
yeah,
right?
maybe.
So I thought that was really cool.
Yep. All right. So then we got right here. Oh my goods.
That's
One that Rekka
fun.
played a long while back. I haven't had a chance to play,
Yeah.
and I grabbed it because we were looking for some short games to finish the convention with.
Yep.
I never played, and I was always interested, and it's pretty good. I mean, it is a midweight Euro game that's a deck of cards.
It is. It's amazing that they did that.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm still impressed.
It has
with
a
that game.
similar feel for me to kind of San Juan, how that you have your cards or your resources, and you're building buildings, and you have to.
Mhm.
So it's basically a resource management game, engine builder kind of.
Yeah.
But it's amazing because it's just a deck of cards, and it feels like a midweight Euro game. It really, I was really impressed. It didn't quite click for me until about midway through the game. It's like, oh, okay, this is how this works. And then my engine started going.
Yeah.
And Gaming Wife, who's played it before at least once, twice, several times, who knows? She was just like combo.
That's her stick, man. She knows how to do combos anyway. She's a monster.
She's annihilated this.
A monster.
I had like low mental engine was clunking along. It was like black smoke was coming out the back, and things were clanking together. And she was like a Japanese what's it called?
Those bullet trains.
Bullet train. So yeah, she annihilated this. But I enjoyed it. It was good. It was interesting that you can get such a meaty game and such a. This would be if we redid our top 10 big games in a small box. This would be way up the list because
for sure.
It
For sure.
really packs a punch for just a deck of cards.
Ooh, Ross just said, did you know Star Trek Missions is coming out early next year and it's a retheme of Fantasy Realms?
I saw that too. What? Yeah, I saw that.
What?
So that's probably when we end up how we end up getting it, because I think Fantasy Realm was in print, then it was out of print, then it was in print again, and now it's out of print again, and it's like I always seem to miss grabbing it when it's available. So that is
Winner.
goods right there.
Made my day, Ross.
Next to that, we got Cubitos.
Cubitos. It's a B.
Cubitos. Is it a B?
Yes.
Cubitos.
Some people say
it makes sense because
cubitos.
it's dice. All right. So Cubitos is a lot of people would compare this to Quacks of Quedlinburg. It has a very similar feel to that. You start out with a bunch of crappy dice. You're eventually going to draft more and more dice. It's a race, so you're racing. Your little dudes racing around the board trying to get to the finish line. Along the way, you may get some benefits if you kind of veer off to the side and collect benefits. If you take the slightly longer route, you can get some benefits. And basically, you start out with crappy dice, and eventually you're going to cull some dice and get better and better and better dice. And it's a pressure luck game, just like Quacks of Quedlinburg. I did not like Quacks of Quedlinburg at all. The game just made me angry. This one, even though it is punishing if you do bust, because it is a pressure luck, just like Quacks, it didn't feel as punishing to me. And the rounds are so speedy. In Quacks, you're only going to get a certain number of rounds, and then the game's over. This one, we did probably, a dozen rounds maybe?
Yeah.
Something like that.
It was great.
So if you
I
bust
loved
one
it.
of those rounds, it's not that big a deal.
Not too bad.
I really enjoyed it. It's awesome. It comes with a bazillion different. So you have all these different color dice, and there's I would guess 10 cards for each die color that you can play with. So there's tons of replayability. I know the Quacks the same way. They have several cards for each color little disc. It's really good. I enjoyed it. It was fun. Not something I would buy, but I wouldn't pass up playing it.
I like Gardner's. It's like El Dorado and Dice Masters.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Kind of.
I could see that completely because I get the feel of both of those in it. Because you have that El Dorado race thing going on, but then you have the Dice Masters. Well, I roll and get enough of this stuff, then I can get another cube, and that's how I felt about it too. But I also haven't played Quacks, so I don't have that as a reference. But it was fun. I enjoyed it quite a bit, to be honest.
Right. So we got the last ones of the 7s, Cascadia. Almost an 8, not quite. It's just because it's not
so
it's
pretty.
She loved it. I may consider buying it because she loved it so much. It's just borderline being really good for me. It's like right on the edge. I guess the reason it isn't is because there's a lot of luck on what animals you can draft. It's like you really need this one animal, and it's just not coming out.
It's kind of it's a bag puller, right? You're pulling it out of a bag, so of course that's
I need an elk.
happen.
There's no elk.
But you also have things to mitigate that. You have the pine cones, and you can turn in a pine cone and flush all that, or pick
that's
and
why
choose,
it's this high. If it didn't have that, then it would be way over over there somewhere.
It's so much fun because it's another. I know a lot of people say the nature thing's kind of flooding the market right now. I love it. I'm not sick of it yet. And just being able to do, okay, so to get the best points for salmon, you need to do kind of like a longest road sort of thing. And so you're like, okay, you do that, build it that way. Well, but if you want to do elk, for example, they only are in groups of 3 or something. No, I think that was bears, but you get my idea. So you build those a certain way. But you might want to put them right next to the salmon because blah, blah, and then you put the bears next to them. And it's really fun to kind of lay it out, fix your bonuses as best you can. There's some weird ones too, like hawks. It's a line of sight thing and they have to be a certain distance away. So some of them are easy and some of them you have to really kind of think it through long game thoughts, as where you're going to put these tiles to maximize the points. And I really like the fact that there's all this variety. And I know that was something you didn't like, but I kind of liked your fate is in the hands of the little bag as you pull this stuff out. And that's the way the game is going to go. So you're going to deal with what you have. And I don't know. I really enjoyed that.
I think Z set it up and taught it to us. I don't know the setup, but I think each of the animals have several cards.
There was a wide variety of play.
There's like 5. I don't know how many. 5 different elk cards. So every game's going to be a little bit different. You're not going to go, I have to build elk this way every game and that sort of thing.
Yeah,
it was a really good one. I enjoyed it. It was just right on it. Just the frustration of not getting the stuff you need when you need it. I mean, that's part of gaming, but it was really several rounds I was needing certain things and it just never came up. And I was resetting stuff and it still didn't come up. So
some of it came up and it got sniped from me.
That's true too. Hate drafting is a thing. All right, that's it for the 7s. So now we're on to the ones.
Is it hate drafting if you need the stuff too? I don't think it is.
Some people were taking elk just to take elk.
Some people like to watch the world burn.
So that's it for the 7s. Now we're going to talk about them one at a time. So let me find out where I am. Give me 1 second. So Cascadia was my number 13. So there's 12 games to go.
Ooh.
So here we go.
Heavens.
Number 12. Where is number 12? Number 12. Where are you? Oh, there it is. So it says H7. I have to push the H7 button. So let's go to H7. The Crew Deep Sea Mission or Mission Deep Sea or whatever it's called.
Sea Mission Deep.
So this is a cooperative game. It's probably one of my favorite. The Crew is probably one of my favorite cooperative games. I don't like cooperative games for whatever reason. The Crew, I enjoy it quite a bit because it's very strategic. It's very interactive among the players. It almost feels like a party game in a way in terms of how you interact and you got to really pay attention to what everyone's doing and stuff like that. So it was late night one night and we were about to bug out to go to bed and someone wandered up with the Crew and me and Rebecca and Thomas and Jeff and Chris Yee all played the Crew.
That's right. That was
3 times.
That was fun.
The first game Chris completely messed up. Chris. And then the second games we just
threw him under the bus like that.
Second 2 games we won easily. But I really enjoyed it. I think I would almost at this point I say this is a original Crew killer.
Yes, it is. I was about to say that. I like this one a lot more than the original.
Yeah, I would never play the original Crew over this one.
Yeah, I think if you got that, we'd be like, hey guys, anybody want the Crew? Because
it just has randomized missions. You also have a campaign book that you go through as well, but this one's randomized. So basically, you say for this number of players, we want this kind of challenge. So deal out this many of these cards, and boom, there's your missions, and you just go. And so we played 3 games. We didn't have to look anything up. We just dealt out some some cards, scenario cards. It says that you do these 3 things, you flip them over, and go. Boom.
Yeah.
So we knocked out 3 games in, 15 minutes, 20 minutes?
Something like that, yeah. It was great.
But yeah, it was really, I love it. It was really good.
Great casual game again.
Yeah. But I would not play the crew over this one. There's no reason to play the crew over this one.
Yep.
It has everything and it's more streamlined. So there you go. The crew. Anything to add?
No, it was awesome. I'm really impressed with
All right.
how they improved
And
it.
that's an 8. We're at 8s right now, just so you know.
Good times.
Let's move on to my number 11. Man, there's so many games. I got to push H6.
I love how you're telling everyone what buttons you're pushing.
Nova Luna.
Oh, yes. That was a fun one.
So this is the very first game at the convention. We went to the
Hot or not?
was it Nova Luna was on the Hot or Not?
No, it wasn't.
No,
I keep
I just
thinking
been
it
wanting to
was.
play this, and I was wandering by, like, oh, Nova Luna.
It's new to me.
So I grabbed Nova Luna off the shelf. I learned it, and then we put up a Players Wanted flag, and then who was it? I can't remember who joined us. I know it was Lorenzo Il Magnifico showed up, and
Oh, yeah, it was Lorenzo and
the other
Andrew.
person, I think.
Andrew.
showed up,
Yeah,
and
we had fun.
I taught Nova
They were
Luna, and
fun.
we played, and I proceeded to lose because if you watch the recap video, I lost everything day 1 and day 2. I played everything. The first 2 days I lost.
It was
This
funny.
is a good one. This is not, I don't know if this is a buy or not. It's like right on the borderline of a buy or not.
Yeah.
It's a tile drafting kind of a la patchwork. So basically you have a choice of the next 3 tiles to draft.
Very
And then you move
patchwork-esque that way.
forward, and then the next person goes, and the people in the furthest back people pick, and it costs a certain amount of time to draft different tiles, and it's very much patchwork drafting. But then you take that tile and you're building a little tableau of tiles, and you're scoring them based on adjacency to other tiles. It's really kind of like a contract, I guess. So basically, this
Yes.
tile says you need 3 reds and 2 yellows adjacent, and if you do that, then you put a little token that says I've done that objective, and you have a stack of tokens, and once you get rid of all your tokens, you win the game. So it's really streamlined. It felt like patchwork. It felt like a more strategic version of patchwork.
Mm-hmm. I would agree with that. And I really liked it too, and I'm with you. I'm kind of torn on it because I think part of my problem is that was the very first game of the con, and I still had not detoxed into vacation mode yet. So I feel like I need to play it again to give it a fair shot because I don't know that I was 100% physically present at that point. Or I was physically present, mentally present.
Well, yeah, we also had the
When we-
shock we're among people again, and this was our very first game we played.
And we're hanging out with new people.
Yeah. And someone asked,
So-
did I like this more? You can't believe I like this more than the crew. I don't like cooperative games, so having the
fact that it likes it
crew
is
that high, singing its praises.
Yeah,
because,
no, it was a lot of fun.
all right.
A lot of fun.
So that's my number
Nova
11.
Luna was really good.
Nova Luna.
enjoyed the
My number
puzzle
10,
bit.
we actually own. This is one of the ones I played without Rebecca. Everdale.
Oh yeah, I was like, wait a minute.
So
I'm actually sad that I missed an opportunity to play Everdell
So-
because I love this game.
So Rebecca slept in, I guess, was it? Slept in one morning, and I was walking around, and someone had a
Yes.
Players Wanted flag, and I plopped down and said, I'm playing me some Everdale. And I proceeded to get my rump kicked because this was day 2, and I didn't win anything on day 2. But I enjoyed it. It was great.
So much fun. I love this game.
Let me take the lid off so you can actually see
The actual cover.
the actual cover. I'm gonna get rid of Nova Luna too. Let me read.
Dope.
There we go. All right. So Everdale, this is one of our go-to favorite worker placement type games. It's got crazy overproduced, not in a bad way, but it is overproduced. The goods look really cool. It's got the big giant tree of uselessness, and it's just a cool little card drafting, tableau building, engine building,
And that
worker
tree
placement.
is not useless. It's adorable.
It gets in the way sometimes. And the lady, I can't think of her name, I'm horrible with names, was sitting next to me. She kept bumping it, knocking all our workers down.
Just think of it as fall, and the acorns are falling on your stuff. You know.
Yeah, the only reason Everdale is not higher for me is because sometimes you're looking for a certain card and you just can't find it. Like you have the wife and you're looking for the husband card and it's buried at the bottom of the deck and you're never going to see it.
It happens.
It just happens. It's part of the game. You need to react to that and switch gears, and that's part of the game is knowing when to dump some cards that aren't going to do you any good if you can't find the matching card. But it's got the cool thing where if you have a certain building, you can play a worker for free that matches that building. It's just a really solid worker placement game.
Yep.
Cool theme on top of it.
Excellent. Yes.
Really good one.
Yoink.
All right.
Bye, Everdell.
That's
Love
my
you,
number
Everdell.
10, Everdell. Let's move on to my number 9. Actually, we own this one, but we played a different version.
Okay.
We played this version. We played Diamant instead of Ink and Gold, same game.
You didn't have me get that out.
Huh?
You didn't have me get
Diamant's different. I want to talk about the differences.
Oh, okay. Okay, good.
I mean, it's the same. Diamant and Ink and Gold are the same core game, the same mechanism. You're doing the same thing. Diamant's a better produced version of the game. In fact, we played the brand new. It's not this picture. There's a brand new yellow version.
Oh, that's right.
Yellow, the company version of Diamant that has got cool little treasure chests and little worker guys, and it's crazy off the charts.
That was
cool
cute.
looking.
I love the treasure chests.
Much better than the version that we have. I mean, they're both functionally the same. It's the same as that game. We got to play that with a handful of people. Paula among them. Paula, the better half of Bonacore. Paula. We played with her, and she had a blast. And I can't think of that, man. I'm so horrible with names. The guy that played with us. Anyway,
Was it
horrible with
JB?
names. Huh?
Was it JB then?
I think it may have been. Man, you're really good with names. I'm horrible with names.
Oh, I have to work really hard.
He loved it so much. He asked to play a couple other times, but we were in games and
Oh
stuff.
no, that wasn't JB. That was somebody else. But yeah.
Yeah, so I enjoyed it.
it.
It's fun. This is one of our go-to, quick, little, easy to teach, fun games, and everyone had a blast.
It's so much fun.
I almost made a comeback and won, but
nope.
I didn't win many games.
Nope.
So it was fun. I like the production. I mean, if our Ink and Gold ever falls so apart that we can't play it anymore,
It's getting close.
I'll probably buy the new, the brand new yellow Ink and Diamant game because it's better production.
Yeah.
All right.
So much fun.
We're still in the 8s. We're going to keep on trucking. What's next? Man, I'm so lost. There's so many games. Look at this. There's so I don't know if you.
They can't see
it's
that
glary.
mess. They can't see your chicken scratches.
It's glary, but anyway, there's so many. The whole pad's full of games. All right, so
What number are you looking for?
I'm looking for 8, which is H4. Boom! Fake that.
Oh gosh, yes.
So this is
that.
the other game we played with Tom. So Tom had one winner and one loser, and this is the winner. This is a party game that isn't available in the U.S. yet. Tom has kind of I think he got a copy from Essen. He didn't go to Essen, but he got a bunch of copies of games from Essen. Fake That's a party game, and it was hilarious. Everyone was just cracking up. So what Fake That is, it's a simple, you draw a card, whoever's it goes around 3 laps, I think, and you're it. You have a card that says, the creator of Mount Rushmore did what after he finished building it or whatever, right? And then on the back it says the truthful thing, right? And so it goes around the table, and each person either has to tell the truth or a lie, and the truth can only be told once. So as soon as someone tells the truth, everyone else has to lie. So basically you pause a little bit, let everyone get an answer, and you just go around and everyone tells you something like he went to Disney World or blah, 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 blah. Everyone says something, and then whoever's it has to peg all the people that lied. So you basically say, I think you're lying. If you're right, you get a token.
Yeah.
And you just keep going around to everybody. And if you get them all, and then you get a bonus if you get all the lies, then you get a bonus for the one that told the truth.
Yep.
But if you ever get it wrong, it's a pressure luck game. You can stop any time. Like I can say, I think Rebecca's lying. I get a token. I'm like, I'm done. I have no clue, and take your token.
Yeah.
But you press your luck, and if you call out the person who told the truth and say that they lied, you lose everything that you earned through that round.
Oh my gosh.
And it just goes around and around until
Wonderful.
everyone gets 3 chances. Probably depending on the number of players. And whoever has the most tokens at the end wins. And you also have a ×2 token that says, I'm going to do this, and you get double points for that round.
I just love the fact that it's like trivia stuff. So there's a chance. I mean, if you like trivia, there's a chance you might know the answers to these too. One here or there. There was one that was like a Greek mythology one, and I'm like, of course I didn't get that one.
Yeah, several ones that people would have known didn't match up.
And there
with
was a
them.
science one that I knew.
Yeah.
I actually got that one, so I was able to guess, and I was pretty sure I knew it. And somebody else had one that they knew, but they didn't end up getting that card, but they knew how to fake the answer really well because they knew what it was and stuff. And it's just really fun when you go through and you're trying to like fool them. So we had just some really off the wall ones too, and people would just pick crazier answers that kind of fit the answer. So then they're like completely bewildered, like, okay, everybody went off the wall, so is it off the wall or is it the one that sounds kind of normal?
Right.
You know, it's just it reminds me of Wits and Wagers, but without the wagering. It's like the guesswork there of where does it land? You know, where do you land with it? How far do I want to push my luck? I just love that feeling. It was a really
everybody,
good one.
everybody was cracking up and laughing, and I would say close to 50% of the time, everyone's first guess was the truthful answer.
Yeah, that was hilarious. That was the best part. It's definitely not that. And it's like, oh, it is.
And see, it's a press your luck game, so I press my luck. All 3 rounds.
Yes, Balderdash is very Balderdash.
All 3 rounds, I got down to one person was true on the truth and one person was lying. And I picked the person that told the truth all 3 times.
You did.
I was trying to shoot the moon on all 3 rounds, and I messed up on the last one all 3 times.
The reason I might maybe like this a little bit better than Balderdash is that it's completely verbal. So there's no way that somebody could really cheat the system as far as like peek and see the handwriting's different. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, because you have to read off the cards, and there could be confusion. People having trouble reading, the answers, so that kind of gives it away. If you're just getting this rapid fire answer thing, you don't have time to go, oh, this person didn't plan or whatever. It was pretty good.
The only reason this is lower than, this is almost a 9 for me in the grand scheme.
Which is
crazy.
crazy.
The reason I bumped it down is because I can see certain game group gaming this game. For example,
you could.
For example,
I could
someone would like say the answer was he cut off his right hand. And the next person says he cut off his left hand. He cut off his right foot. He cut off his left foot. He cut off his ear. And you're like, it's just a random guess. You need to almost have an unwritten rule that the answers need to be very different than each other. Well, not very different, but somewhat different. You can't just say the same thing.
Right.
Like slightly very, like he had blue eyes, green eyes, yellow eyes, purple, just different.
Because then it's definitely the eyes. Obviously.
Right, and then you're just guessing at a color and you have no idea. Whereas if people say very different things, you can kind of judge, okay, that doesn't make any sense or whatever. But anyway, loved it. It was fun. It was a blast. Everyone was laughing their head off, especially when people called the truth on their first guess.
Yeah.
Everyone laughed.
Fantastic game.
All right, so that's fake that, my number 8. Move on to my number 7. Where is my number 7? There's so many games. All right, here we go. My number 7. Boom! Llama Land.
Oh, yeah, Llama Land.
So this one's also an 8. We're getting close to the 9s. We're not quite there yet. I really enjoyed this one. This is Phil Walker Harding, another tile placement game where you're stacking the tiles on top of each other. This is Gingerbread House Plus, and I enjoy Gingerbread House quite a bit. This one's even a more gamery version of Gingerbread House. Yes. I really enjoyed this one. This one's really good. It's got great table presence. You're building, you're basically doing these tiles. You're building them up. You're building them on top of each other. You end up with little stacks of tiles, and you have little llamas all over your tiles. There was a picture during the recap that showed. I think it was your little stack. It looks the table presence is awesome. It's adorable. Everyone ends up with their little llama land.
And on top of that, Tom had blinged out this game. So some of the pieces, like the little corn token, he actually had the 3D corn pieces that were painted, and the little potatoes. He had little baby, they look like Barbie potatoes. They were adorable. And so you had little potatoes. And so you're playing with all these. You can spend as much time playing with the bits. And then the cute little llama meeples. And it was ridiculous.
I enjoyed this one quite a bit.
Fun.
This is not really even my cup of tea.
No, that's not usually your type of game.
I enjoyed it quite.
It was so
It was just
cute.
cool to look at everyone's little llama.
It is.
Land.
Well, and just the fun way that you get the bonuses and stuff and different victory points is strategically placing the llamas in open spaces, but you can do other things with those spaces. So you have to oh my goodness.
It was a good one.
It was
really
a lot
good.
of good choices in that game. A lot of good choices.
Really liked Llama Land. All right. Let's move on to my number 6. Are we to the 9s yet? No.
Gotta be getting close, dude.
We are close. This is the last 8.
Okay.
It's almost a 9, and it probably could go up, but it is what it is. It's an 8. We have this one. It's still in shrink. Or did we open it?
No, it looks like it's been opened. Wow, I did not realize how much you liked this.
Oh, I love Picture Perfect. I really like this game.
It's so cute.
So it's a game where you have all these little standees, and you're basically trying to make the perfect picture, right? And every person and dog and plant and everything in the picture has certain ways they want to be. They don't want to stand next to the table. They want to stand in the back of the room. They want to be on the right side of the room. I don't want anyone in front of me. I want to be behind somebody. I don't want anyone to see my face. And you have all these rules, and you're trying to build the perfect picture based on all these rules. But the problem is you don't have all the information.
It's like Clue.
It's like Clue. You're given a little envelope for each person. You're given a certain number of envelopes, like 2 or 3. And you open up and it tells you all the rules for this one person in the picture. And everyone has a different set of envelopes. There's a bunch in the middle. And then there's trading and bidding and auctioning to try to get as many envelopes as you can to get as much information you can to build this perfect picture. And I like auction. I like auction games. I like trading games.
The auctioning was funny.
I like deduction games. This has all of that. And it's just a fun little game.
So yes, the picture that I had taken, they had the display up of the deluxe version with the clear standees. This is regular cardboard. It's really not going to affect the game all that much. It looks a little bit better, of course, with the deluxe version. What I love best about the auction is what you're using to auction for items. You're using all the items that are on the table. So if you look on the back, and you know how they have like this one shows a plate or whatever, and then you've got wine glasses and stuff. Those are your items. They're worth half a victory point at the end of the game each, but you use them as your bidding tokens to get information too. So you're wheeling and dealing and trading. And at one point, because of the way the auctions were moving around, you'd have like 20 different just junk all over your table. So it's easy for you to want to bid some of that away because, you know, you don't need all of that. And it was hilarious. Absolutely hilarious to do the bidding for this information. And you feel like you really are playing kind of like a Clue game, but no one's getting murdered. They're just getting photographed.
So the acrylic standees, they're for sale directly from Arcane Wonders. They're currently sold out. They're about to get a shipment in after Christmas. They're focusing on getting other things for Christmas other than that. But Robert, the marketing director for Arcane Wonders, Arcane Wonders sponsored the Dice Tower Retreat. He said they'll be back in stock first part of next year, and you can order those directly from Arcane Wonders, which I'm probably going to do because they were really cool. It was really cool just the tactile, the plastic feel rather than the cardboard.
Cool. It's pretty cool.
But it's completely playable without those. I mean, you don't need those. You can use the cardboard standees.
But it's a hoot. It's just really funny because I mean, even the plant has information. So we were all fighting over getting the plant just because we're like, what needs and wants does this plant have? What are its thoughts? You know, it was hysterical.
Yeah, I've actually got this for Rebecca. I thought she would love it, but man,
I think he likes it more than I do now.
I really liked it. It was fun.
It's really goofy.
Maybe because it's one of the few games I won. And I still have. Where's my? You're supposed to be my technical assistant. I've had Llama Land up for the entire time.
I'm barely physically present here.
That's why people were making the Llama Land jokes over there. So.
I just figure they're making fun of you.
All right, here we are. We've arrived. The top 5. Also, all 9s. All top 5 games are 9s. Let's start off with this one. Right.
What do you have, good sir?
Here. Tabanusi, the builders of Anyway, this is the latest in the T series. I loved it. It was awesome. We're going to buy it. In fact, I think I already bought it. It's on pre-order right now. I pre-ordered this one. I played it and I went, pre-order.
Yeah.
I actually pre-ordered it. Pre-ordered it by itself. I've learned my lesson.
Another T game of greatness.
I loved it. It's just awesome. It's a big, heavy Euro, maybe one of the heaviest of all the T games.
Yeah.
A lot going on. There's you're building buildings in different regions. There's dice drafting, resource management, goals, objectives. Oh, all sorts of greatness going on.
All the happiness.
This is if you like the other T games, this one will be right up your alley.
Yes.
You're not actually rolling the dice. The dice are rolled, and then you draft.
The dice roll you.
You're drafting those dice, and once you draft a die, it becomes a resource. So the number on the die doesn't determine the value of the resource. It actually determines where you're going to take your next action, which is very interesting.
And I liked that because I was afraid it was going to be, oh great, another dice game that blah blah blah. But no, the way the dice work with this are fantastic, and I loved it too. And I'm really, even as I'm playing it the first time through, I was like, ooh, I don't know. Do I like this one more? That's,
Yeah. Anyway, awesome game. Love it. It's good. If you like the T games, this is a good one too.
No, I understand that too. Underground, absolutely.
Yeah, but if you,
Yeah,
there's a lot of bad people in the world. You'd be sitting in your house cowering if you didn't do anything associated with bad people.
Know, man, there's that too.
Anyway,
I know.
that's a whole nother story.
Oh man.
All right.
Don't make me get my soapbox.
Let's move on to my number 4. It's also a 9, and I got a little video to play for number 4.
Wait, what? Video? I don't remember a video.
Got a video.
Do we have a video?
Right here. My number 4 came in the mail today.
Yes.
So Rebecca's going to unbox it.
I know what this is. For once, I know what this is.
You guys can guess what you think it is while Rebecca unboxes it.
Can I give him a hint?
Well, there's only 4 games left that we taught.
They don't know, but can I give them a hint? The title rhymes.
The title rhymes. That's more than a hint. All right, go ahead. Go ahead, unbox my number 4. It came in the mail.
What is this?
Oh my gosh, you're cleaning that up.
No, you are.
No, I'm not. There we go. Julio got it.
Yes, I'm so happy. This game is wonderful.
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad I played it and enjoyed it. That would have been unfortunate if I didn't enjoy it.
That's true too. Magical gameness. Magical. All right, so this is the say what? Premium components, it says. Yes. I like it when you go a little crazy on the good stuff. Okay, so this game is the successor to Raccoon Tycoon, hence the name rhymey bits and stuff. It plays really similarly. So when you go to read the rules, you're going to fly through that rule book if you've played Raccoon Tycoon, because the heart of the turn play is like Raccoon Tycoon. Like, you're going to see a lot of the same elements in it. But tell them about all the fun bits.
Yeah, it's basically everything you have in Raccoon Tycoon plus. So normally in Raccoon Tycoon, you're building buildings. You are doing town and animal cards, railroad cards, and you're trying to combo those. It kind of has that going on, but then you got spells on top of that. You got a dungeon you can delve into to press your luck. You got spells that you can research and cast. It's a more gamer, more strategic version of Raccoon Tycoon. Raccoon Tycoon plus. This is like, if you consider Raccoon Tycoon a midweight game, this is mid to heavy game, because there's a lot more going on in this game. But if you've played Raccoon Tycoon, you know 2/3 of this game already, how it works. But it is awesome. Everyone that played it, I learned it and taught it, and everyone that played it loves it.
Well, and I feel like it's different enough from Raccoon Tycoon that we could, I mean, if you have the space for it kind of thing, I like them both. They're both played differently.
Well, if I want a quicker, more streamlined version, I'll play Raccoon Tycoon. If I'm looking for something more exciting, I'll play a wizard.
I don't remember us having this.
No, this is why
they didn't have this at the con, though, is what I'm saying.
Tom got the pre. This is a pre.
Ooh, these stink. Woo!
Paint.
Yeah. Woo!
So this
you can tell these are fresh from the factory,
This is the Kickstarter premium components. This is not what you get in the retail version.
Oh, okay.
So this is player mats. Yeah, player mats. It has your place for all your different things you're doing, your spells and your wizards and your towers and all that good stuff.
The player mats look amazing. That was, oh wow. The coins, that's a dark painted blue coins. The pieces are wooden painted bits. I still think the Eye of Newt looks like a coffee bean.
Yeah, the standard version.
For my gamer buds that were playing with me there, you all know. We were calling it the coffee bean.
Look at these coins.
Oh, well, these are big. Ooh.
Well, if you got the Raccoon Tycoon metal coins,
oh, that's the other thing. There's kind of two currencies in this one. There's the mana, which is how you buy the cards and stuff, and then there's the gold coins, which are actual victory points.
Yep.
And these are worth like nothing, the mana ones, but they help you get all the cards and stuff you need to build up the engines to get this. So yeah, and somebody already, Underground already called it. It was like mana coins. Yeah, this is cool.
Yeah, you got the.
Oh my gosh, whew, these stink though. Wow.
You might want to just leave this out.
Yeah, let it air.
Let it air out.
We're gonna die.
Those player mats
it's
are
like
freshly
sniffing a
printed.
permanent marker or something.
There you go. There is Wizard.
Lizard.
I really enjoyed that one.
Lizard.
I'm excited to play it again.
That is, oh my gosh. Mm.
All right, let's move on to my number 3. It's one that we own again. I got to play Tyrants of the Underdark. I love this game. Probably my favorite area control game. I may be fibbing.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
Is War of the Ring an area control game? Anyway, my favorite kind of mostly where area control is the main focus of the game. Deck building, area control combo, as I said earlier. No, that was a different video. That's your top 100. I love deck building games where your deck drives something that's happening on a board. And this is very much that. Your deck you're basically have little troopy guys that are going over the board and conquering and fighting and destroying and taking control of different areas in the Underdark. Love this game. It has a cool mechanism. A lot of deck builder games, you want to cull your deck. You want to get rid of cards that are crap and get rid of them. In this game, when you cull your cards, you actually are they're worth more victory points. So if I have this card that's worth 2 victory points, if I cull it out of my deck, maybe it'll be worth 5 at the end of the game. So I got to decide when I want to get rid of even the great cards. Maybe you'll have a dragon that's worth 5 points, but if you cull it, it's worth 12. So at what point do you get rid of this amazing card
to get that
the higher victory point total? And you have to kind of switch gears. You obviously want to get rid of your crappy cards and get those done, but then at some point you want to get rid of some of your good cards to get the points for that. And then there's area control and there's bonuses for controlling different areas. Really, really great game.
Well, and I like how thematic this is because if you know anything about the Drow, I mean, this is so thematic. And usually the games like this, okay, the theme's like, it's there. But I feel like you are the Drow in this. I mean, you do some cutthroat things, and the area control makes perfect sense because that's what they do.
Yeah, they have wars among the different houses.
All the time, and they're taking each other's houses over and stuff. And it's just this is a really good one. It's a really good one.
All right, now Rebecca didn't play this one. I played this with. I'm horrible with names. It was someone's.
I'd have to look at the picture.
It's someone's birthday, and they happy birthday. I'm horrible with names, but it was their birthday, and I let them win because it was their birthday.
Sure, you did. Sure.
All right, we're in the top 2. How exciting! Number 2. This may be Rebecca's favorite game of the con. Okay. I'm calling it.
Okay.
My number 2. I gotta go back to buttons.
Buttons.
What button is it?
I don't know. What button is it?
It is R8. What happened to R10 and R9?
I don't know what you're doing. Hurry up.
Anyway, R8. 8. R8. Boom! Foundations of Rome.
Yeah, this was a beauty.
Foundations of Rome. So when I saw this was Kickstarted a while back, I looked at it and it looked like a variation of Acquire. And I'm like, Rebecca's hates Acquire or doesn't like Acquire that much. So I'm like, I'm not backing this. Little do I know, Rebecca loves this game. Thinks it's the best thing since sliced bread. She enjoyed it like crazy. She geeked out Roman style geekiness and like craziness. And so it is like Acquire. Basically, you are drafting cards, and the cards are a grid number. So there's a grid. Rome's built on a grid. And you basically draft a grid number, and you basically say, that's my spot in Rome. I claim that spot. And basically, it costs you money to draft that spot. And then as a different action, you can draft a card or you can build a building. You can take one of your little buildings, and they're big, giant, 3D, massive, plastic buildings of wonderfulness. You take that building and you put it on your spot. And you start out with little crappy little buildings. Eventually, if you get plots that are adjacent to each other, you can build bigger and bigger and bigger buildings for more and more points. Smooth game, super easy to teach, insanely. This may be the most overproduced game I've ever seen in my life. But it works because when you're at the end of the game, when you're done, you have a city that looks like a city. with
it looks
with big coliseums and senate buildings and temples and all sorts of greatness on it.
It's pretty amazing.
So this one, unfortunately, if you didn't kickstart it, you're probably out of luck. You're gonna have to get it secondhand because this is never going to retail because the cost to make it and the cost to ship it is so prohibitive. I talked to Robert. I don't think they're ever going to release this in retail because it's very sad. There's no way that they can make any money off of it.
Well, what I like about it in particular, okay, the ridiculous overproduction is definitely a selling point, but in Acquire, I can take over what you've been building and that becomes my
Right,
building. Like
right,
I
right.
absorb it. In this game, in the Foundations of Rome, once you claim a spot, that is yours forever. No one can take that spot from
Right.
you. And so I think honestly and I was talking with, and I can't remember who it was now, it might have been even Lorenzo. We were talking about how once you have that and it's yours, that's a huge deal compared to getting something that you've been working on to getting taken away from you in the game. And
Right.
it makes it so much more fun. That's really a game changer for me. If we just played Acquire that way, I'd probably love Acquire that much more. It's just that one thing. You know how I am. I don't like to build up on stuff and then have someone just go, aha, snipe, I hate that. So this game doesn't have that. And you may have an awkward piece in a spot, but no one's able to take it.
And additionally,
Which
one
is nice.
reason I think another reason you probably like it is I'm just guessing is Acquire, you're just drawing a random tile. I draw a tile.
True, and you've got a
C8.
tableau of
Whereas
choices.
in this game, you have a selection of 6. I think it's 6 cards that
Yeah,
you can
you have
purchase from,
choices.
and they're more expensive as you go further.
But you have a shot at it.
But if there's a one that really works for you, you really want it. If you have the money, you can say, okay, I'm going to pay 10.
Yeah.
I'm going to get that card.
Absolutely.
You can still get sniped and things like that, but it's not like I need G7 and you're like just drawing
and hoping for the best.
and trying to get it.
No.
But
That's true, too.
I'm hoping I can find. Robert said several people are backing out of their Kickstarters because it's so expensive. I think I'm trying to
Thinking about to sneak in on one?
sneak in and grab one before they. And if not, there's secondhand. You always get it secondhand market, but it's crazy. It's already almost double price
Oof.
to buy it, and it's already crazy expensive to start with. So
Yeah. But
So,
it's pretty, guys. It's pretty.
So is that
Find it at a
before I move
convention.
on to my favorite game of the con? Is this your favorite game of the con, or do you think there's a different one? We'll think about it. We'll save it for when you talk about the game you played that I didn't play. My favorite game of the con is.
I'm not sure where I rank that.
My favorite game of the con is. What do you think it is?
I just looked at it, so that's not fair.
Clock on the Blood Tower.
Quit making fun of me.
Blood on the Clock Tower. This game was awesome. It was my favorite experience at the convention, other than we went out to Bahama Breeze and got a little crazy, having fun. And that may have been my favorite experience. But my favorite actual gaming experience of the con is Blood on the Clock Tower. That was awesome. It was just awesome. Like, I enjoyed every minute of it.
It was pretty amazing.
I love social deduction games. I love games where interactive games and hidden information so if you imagine Werewolf, but like we said, I talked about it a little bit in the recap. Imagine Werewolf, but there's no crappy rolls. Everyone has awesome rolls. Well, some are more awesome than others. But,
well, I mean, but you have a role.
You're not.
It's not just I am a innocent villager.
Right, and there's a storyteller actually has decisions to make, and
the storyteller.
It drives
cool.
the game. The goal of the storyteller is to get to make it go all the way to like the last couple of people and make it a tough decision.
Really exciting.
They're
I can
basically
see you
guiding.
loving
Like if
that role.
evil's doing too good, that he's going to help out the good guys a little bit, and he kind of drives the game to that final confrontation.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. I loved it. I loved every minute of it. I loved it.
Yeah.
It's just the Trey moderated, story told the game. He did a great job. He does an awesome little recap at the end, tells you all the pieces that you missed, because everybody's doing things in secret and you don't have perfect information. You're like, this person did this cool thing and this person over here did this, and I have no idea why this person was doing this, and he kind of recaps the whole thing, and it's like you re-experience the game from an outside perspective at the end.
It's pretty awesome.
It was just an awesome experience. It did help.
Trey does an awesome job of it.
It helps that in the first game we were the evil characters and we annihilated the good team.
That was pretty fun.
Even with Trey helping, we still annihilated the good team. In the second game, I made a couple of key plays for the good guys, and the good guys ended up winning that one. So
that's
I
exciting.
really felt like I did really well.
Go do
I
stuff,
felt like I was really involved. It's awesome. The only reason this isn't a 10 is because honestly, the game doesn't exist yet.
That was my beef with this. Kind of along. Well, comparing the two is not really good. It's not really the same thing, but you know how a lot of people with the T games kind of are like, for different reasons. I kind of feel like that too, kind of for the reason like Tom was saying. This has had its opportunities. What's the excuse? It's basically
minimal production, why is it taking 2 years and it's still not out?
Yeah, so this one's
There's really no excuse for that.
This one's going on 2 years. Kickstarted and hasn't been released, and all it is, from my understanding, is a rule book and a sheet of tokens, and it still hasn't 2 years, and it still hasn't been produced
Yeah,
yet.
that's a garbage.
So everyone's done like Trey. He just printed out the rules to the game and has been using those to play. They've built online apps that you can play online that work amazingly well. Basically, it's a Zoom call, and you have an app built into the call where you can know your roles, and you can go off in private rooms and talk and do whatever you need to do. But the game itself has not been released. It just got pushed back to 2022. All the people that backed it are all up in arms and angry because, like I said, it's literally a sheet of tokens and a rule book.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, why? There's no excuse for that. I feel like it's like, to me, that feels shady.
Yeah,
it feels really shady.
So yeah, I don't know why this
backed
hasn't been released, but again, you just go and print the rules and you can run the game yourself. Basically, that's what Trey does, and
he does a fantastic job with it.
So yeah, it's the only reason this isn't a 10 for me is that it's not truly out yet. It's unreleased at this point. So that's it. That's it for me.
Yeah. Ooh. So my favorite.
Hold on. No, you have one game.
I forgot.
You have one game you played without me. One game. Rebecca snuck in one game. When
I did sneak in a game that while you were clocking on the blood tower.
No, I was tyranting the Underdark.
Oh yeah, you were tyranting the Underdark. That's right. We played a game of Space Base because I had Hector had not played that yet, and this is so much fun. It was really fun to teach this and play this again, and just reminds me of just how much I like this game, just as a base game, not even with all the Check Pluto stuff or any of the other things. Just the good old base game. Love this game. For those of you who haven't played it, it's dice rolling, and then depending on what you roll, you can get bonuses and different things, and your goal of the game is to be the first person up and the highest scorer past 40 victory points. And I love this. Is like what I wanted Machi Koro to be, because Machi Koro, you can have a huge runaway leader problem, and with this one I feel like it's a lot harder to have that as an issue with this, because you can do things, I mean, if you play terribly, then yeah, someone may run away with it. But the dice rolls, you're going to get something from the dice rolls when they're getting stuff too, much more so than what you would with Machi Koro. And it's so much fun. Every turn, people are getting something from it, and you're building up your victory points and stuff. And just a darn good game. Quick and easy, light, easy to teach.
Yep. So going back to, I think Trogdor said, why would my release date affect the rating? Because I technically haven't played the game yet. I played someone's print and play version of the game.
That's true.
I haven't played the game.
That's true.
Once I get the game and I can rate the components and rate how well the rule book is and that sort of thing, then I may bump it up or down based on that. But yeah, I mean, the print and play version, I would probably give it a 10. But the game itself, I'm rating Blood on the Clock Tower of the game. I haven't even seen the game. I don't know nothing about the game, the actual production of the game.
Yeah.
It could come on, paper, and I'd give it a 6, right? I mean, I don't.
Yeah, that's true too.
I feel weird giving a 10 to a game that doesn't exist yet.
Yeah, that's true too.
All right, so that's.
what
were you gonna say?
My favorite.
Oh, your favorite.
Before I forget.
Drum roll.
Drum roll. I kind of feel like right now it's a tie. Lizard Wizard and Foundations of Rome.
Really, you like Lizard Wizard that much?
I
huh?
do.
Wait till you get to play with the cool components.
Yay!
I know.
I'm so excited. No, I really, really, really liked Raccoon Tycoon. It's not a game I typically should like because it's all about stocks and more stocks. And I love it, and the art's adorable. And then we've got this Lizard Wizard, and you add a little bit of extra gamerness to it. I'm like, this is amazing. I don't know how they do it. And even without the super fancy production, their regular production is nice.
Yeah.
Because it'll always be really nicely printed, cool art, cardboard pieces, but it's the nice cardboard.
Right.
Like even somebody earlier called it the peasant version, which cracks me up because that's what I like to call it too. The peasant version of the game is still really
they're nice thick
like,
cardboard components.
They're so good because I think our Raccoon Tycoon, isn't it? Didn't we get the original? Wasn't it?
We got.
We ended up deluxifying it, I think. Yeah.
Because we got the Fat Cat expansion. Let you buy
buys it. But the original, we didn't have that, and it honestly, you don't even notice at first because it's like, gosh, this looks so nice. And I love that they have like the super extra blingy version and the original game is just still really nice. Foundations, the only reason that might dock it is because the option, the ability to have that game is
Yeah, it's not. It's going to be
kind of
It's going to be one of those games that
kind of
never printed again. Ever.
Yeah. So it makes me sad because it was actually truly glorious. I love it. I love that every unique player had not only just their own unique color, but their individual pieces were all different items and stuff too. There were nice little touches to it.
I can see maybe someone picking it up and reprinting it as cardboard components instead of plastic.
I could see it, but I don't know. The
It won't be near as cool.
Production
It won't be near as cool, but
I think that's going to be my Grail game if it doesn't come in. That'll be my big #1 hardcore Grail game because it's just absolutely amazing. So,
all right.
There you go, guys.
That is it for tonight. We went
Amazing.
crazy long. Thank you for sticking to the end. You get a gold star right back here.
Yep.
You get a gold star if you
Gold
stay
star
to the
for
end.
you because you're
All
amazing.
right, so here we go. Here's what's going on with the show today.
We're back, baby.
Today,
back.
Rebecca's 100 to 91 came out this afternoon.
It did.
U.S. time. So go check that out if you have not. It's going to be every Tuesday and Thursday. Every Tuesday and Thursday until we get all the way to the end. Rebecca's top 10. I have it here on a little piece of paper.
You do.
December 21st.
We actually gonna get it in before Christmas. Yeah.
Rebecca's
let's
top
do
10
this.
will be live December 21st. So
Merry
check
Christmas.
that out. Here's the schedule for the rest of the year. If you want to jot this down, mark it on your calendars. Next time, 1 week from today, we're doing another variety show. You ask, why are we doing 2 variety shows in a row? Because BGG Con starts tomorrow.
Woo, woo.
So we're going to do a recap of BGG Con. It won't be near as extensive as the Dice Tower recap. It'll be a much shorter recap.
Yep, I'm only there for the weekend. And
Not
Hunter-
playing
Hunter's
near
going
as many
crazy.
games, not doing near as much stuff. So it'll be a shorter recap, and then we'll do more variety show stuff because we didn't do hardly any. We'll do some hers and some top.
Oh yeah, we'll
top
mix it
five on
up.
the
You guys
spots
will
and
get to
junk like that.
participate in some things. You know.
Then 1 week from then, November 30th, top 10. 1 week from that, December 7th, variety show. We're alternating. December 14th, top 10. December 21st, Rebecca's top 10 of all time. 1 week from that, December 28th, assuming we're in town, which we probably will be, top 10 2021 games.
I am actually really excited about that.
December 28th, top 10 2021
I'm
games.
excited about that.
And then 1 week from then, in the new year, which is weird, it's 2022.
I know.
That sounds
Where's my flying car?
That sounds way in the future. December 4th, 2022, I'm kicking off my top 100 games of all time.
I'm glad you finished that sentence because it scared me for a second. You just said I'm kicking off, and I'm like,
I'm kicking off.
what?
So starting January
Kicking off your
4th,
games.
it's my turn, and
It
Rebecca can
is.
make fun of my choices.
Haven't been able to do that in a while. This will be interesting.
So there's the thing for the rest of the year. I'm probably gonna do some polls over on our
Yay, polls.
our Board Game Geek Guild
Yay,
for
quizzes.
top 10s. I'm gonna put a list.
Do it.
The top 3 vote getters are gonna be our next two.
Math.
Well, I've had top 10, but that's 2021. So the next 2 top 10s will be the top 2 vote getters on that poll. So go check that out. I'll probably put that out. Who knows? Next week or so, I'll put that out. So look for that. That's it.
I think that was plenty. Hope you took notes. So will be a quiz.
There will be a quiz for this extra long, almost 2-hour show tonight.
Wow, you guys are hardcore.
All right, folks.
Yes.
We'll see you 1 week from tonight with a Board Game Geek Con and variety show.
Yes. Much love.
Where's the button?
I don't know.
Push the button.
No, you push the button.